Black Politics, Chapter 6, read by author Rashida Brown. And as usual, excuse me if I stumble over my words or miss anything up. So, welcome to Chapter 6. Change of plans. We're not just having Miss Jones speak at the march, but Sean also. I just went to see him this morning, and he's doing so much better. He's still got more therapy sessions to do, but the doctor said he should be coming home soon. So we need to plan the event around his release date. I will keep you all posted. See you soon. Akita woke up to a group text from Adara. A few weeks have gone by since the last meeting about hosting a fundraiser event in the March. Adara told her team about Sean as soon as she got the news from his mom. She had been keeping them updated with the progress, and they have been on standby. Akita has been working hard nonstop to pull this march together. She has a few meetings today with some local artists that she hopes will volunteer to perform at the protest. She also must look at a few locations to host the event. Since they heard Sean will be there, Akita and Rosa have partnered up and decided to do the events together. They thought it was a better idea to do the events together. Mama, I'm hungry, Akita's 5-year-old daughter, Abigail said, rolling over in the bed. Akita stays in a studio apartment on the south side of Jonesboro. She lost Abigail's father to gun violence 2 weeks before she was born. A close friend gunned him down because of jealousy he had towards him. Kevin was not perfect. He had his flaws, but he was a good man to Akita and would have been a great father to Abigail if he had the chance to. Kevin was a pillar to his community and was loved and respected by many. Although he sold drugs to provide for his family and community, he still knew right from wrong. Nobody thought it was wrong. All Kevin was doing was selling marijuana. He just wasn't doing it the legit way. Kevin was no dummy. He was going to college for his master's in business with a year left until graduation. Kevin was going to be done with all of that. He always taught children in his neighborhood to stay in school and get their education to better their neighborhoods. He wasn't delusional about the fact that he could have taken another route, but he wanted to take the fast path, and that cost him his life. Antoine was his best friend, and he trusted Antoine. Antoine always had a love-hate relationship with Kevin. He just wasn't aware of it. He loved Kevin as a brother, but hated the fact that he got so much love and he got so much love and respected that he felt he should have gotten too. When Kevin told Antoine he was done with that lifestyle when he finished school, Antoine was unhappy. He couldn't stand the thought of Kevin moving on from a lifestyle he was accustomed to and bettering himself. So one night, Antoine came over to Kevin's house to talk to him to see if he could get him to change his mind about leaving the game. When Kevin told him he made up his mind and was done with the game, they got into a heated argument. Kevin asked Antoine to leave, and as he was on his way out the door, he turned around and shot Kevin twice. Akita was just pulling up when she saw Antoine fleeing from the house. That's when she found Kevin bleeding to death on the floor. They never caught Antoine, and he's still on the run to this day. Akita headed to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for her and Abigail. She made them some pancakes and eggs and sat down to have her morning breakfast with Abigail. It was their routine every morning. They would have breakfast, get dressed, and Abigail would go to daycare, and Akita would take care of whatever she needed to. Finally they finished their morning routine and headed out the door. Akita dropped Abigail off at the daycare and headed to the office to meet with a potential artist for the show. She greeted everyone and walked into her shared office with the other ladies. She walked over to Adara's desk to give her a brief update on the event's progress. Everybody headed to the conference room for their morning meeting. Adara, Abaddon, Amina, Rosa, Mike, and Ahmad were all in attendance. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all rested up, Adara greeted, handing out packages to everyone. Everybody responded, taking the package from Adara as she walked by. I'm glad to see everybody doing good. That is great to hear. So, in today's meeting, we have a few things to talk about. We need to talk about the fundraising and March event that Rosa and Akita have partnered on. We need to speak on creating programs here and talk more about the services we will be offering here. Also, we need to go over the application to bring in new members. I will let Amina have the floor, Adara says. Okay, so the first thing on our agenda list is to talk about the event that Rosa and Nikita are putting together. So if you ladies could please update us on that and let us know what we can do to help, Amina said. It's coming along. I will be meeting with a few local artists today to see who I can volunteer to perform for the event. Also, Rosa and I are meeting up tomorrow to get some flyers made, and we could use some help passing them out, Akita said. Okay, sounds good. We can get the team together and get that taken care of, Amina said as she jotted down notes on her clipboard. I have the location picked for the event. I will be getting everything handled with the city to have the street blocked off for our march. Everyone who wants to participate will meet up at one location and we will march from that location to where the event will be hosted. Everything will be themed. We will have t-shirts made and pass them out before we begin our march. We need to have someone to start taking orders today for the t-shirts so we can start ordering them, Rosa said. Okay, I will gather the team today and have some of them work on taking orders for the t-shirts and have the others handle the flyers so you and Akita can focus on the event. I will have the flyers made today, Amina said. My catering service will provide the food, so that's already taken care of. I have been working on a menu with my mother, and all we need is an idea of how many people will be coming. So once we pass out the flyers this week, we will give people up to a week before the event to sign up. If they do not have a ticket, then they cannot eat. We got to make sure the ones who paid eat first, Adara said. So the event is covered, and now we need to talk about the programs we will be offering here. So Rosa, we got you in charge of the planning and hosting of the events. Akita, you will be over the reform area, and Amaya, you will be over all our legal work. Mike will be in charge and handle the political sides of things. Each department will have its team to work with. Amina has been interviewing candidates, and if you all could get with her and tell her what you're looking for in a candidate, it would help a lot, Abaddon said. We have a lot of work to do, guys, and we're about to get busy. Some of the programs and services we will be offering are educational services, employment help, financial services, counseling, holistic health, shelter, and so much more, Adara stated. They finished up their meeting and everyone got busy. Akita grabbed her notebook and bag and headed out of the door. I'll be out of the office for the rest of the day. If any calls come in for me, can you let me know? Akita said to Lydia on her way out the door. She got a text from the artist manager asking her to come by the studio instead. Akita headed over to the studio to meet with Zion, an up and coming artist. The receptionist walked her to Studio B. When she got there, where Zion and a few others were. Zion was in the booth laying his verses down. Akita found a seat and waited for him to get done. When Zion came out of the booth, his manager whispered something in his ear. Looking over at Akita, Akita smiled and nodded her head at Zion. Zion walked towards Akita and sat beside her on the couch. Hey, turn the music off, Zion shouted over the loud music. Zion is a short, dark complexioned man with tight brown eyes. He had a low fade and was stocky, so my manager tells me you wanted to talk to me about performing at your event, Zion said. Yes, that's why I'm here, Akita said before Zion cut her off. He also told me that you wanted me to perform for free, Zion said, leaning back on the couch. Akita paused for a moment, making sure Zion was finished talking before she began to speak. Look, I know you're an artist and I know you make your money by performing. I'm not trying to insult you or offend you. That is not my purpose for being here. I respect you as an artist and that's why I'm here. Your music speaks to the soul and we could use this type of music to get our message out, Akita said. And what exactly is your message and who is we? Zion asked. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce myself or tell you why I'm here. Akita apologized, wiping the sweat from her forehead. Well, I'm Akita and I work for an organization called Black Politics. We focus on bringing political, social, and environmental changes to people of color and other minority groups who are often left out. We are hosting an event for Sean Jones and his family, Akita said, handing Zion a flyer. Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about it. And that's a shame what they did to the young brother. But I'm all about building up my community and being a part of a change. It's great what your organization is doing, and I want to work with all of you on that too. So the event is a month away. That gives me time to prepare some music and get my team together. I know a few other people who would love to be a part of this too, so I got you covered with the performances. Don't worry, Zion said, handing the flyer to his manager. Call up the team and set up a meeting for tomorrow, Zion said. This is music to my ears. We are honored to have you and your team to be a part of this. You know Sean will be speaking at this event, and I know he will love to meet you, Akita said. My pleasure, and if you and your team need anything else, give my manager a call and we got you, Zion said. Akita and Zion finished up talking about the details of the event, and he played her a few of his songs he thought would be a great fit for the event. After Akita is done meeting with Zion, she called Amina to let her know the performance part of the event was taken care of. Akita headed to Abigail's daycare to pick her up. As she sat in line, she noticed a woman standing across the street holding up a sign. After buckling Abigail in, she drove over to where the woman stood. The woman was a middle aged African descent woman holding a sign saying, I will work for food. Akita rolled down her window. Excuse me, miss. Akita yelled out the window. The lady walked up to the car, bending down, looking at Akita. I was picking up my daughter from daycare across the street, and I saw you standing over here holding up that sign. How long have you been standing out here? I have been out here for a few hours. I have been staying at a hotel down the street from here with my three kids. We just moved here. I came here to escape from my abusive husband. I paid for the room, and we have a week left before we must get out. After that, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's hard to get employment because I don't have my social security card or birth certificate on me. Like the sign says, I'll work for food. I just need to feed my babies. Akita took out her pocketbook and handed the lady $40. That should be enough to get you something for today and tomorrow. So take this card, and when you get a chance, go there and see if they have anything available. It's an organization I work for, and I'm sure we can do something to help you, Akita said. Thank you so much. I will take you up on your word. God bless you, the woman said. Akita drove off and headed home. She fixed her and Abigail something to eat. Abigail gets out of daycare at 1, and Akita spends time with her before it's time for her to go to her night job. Her mother and Kevin's mother take turns watching her at night for Akita. Akita sat at the table and searched online for a company to make the t-shirts while Abigail watched cartoons. As it got close to the time for Akita to go to work, she bathed Abigail and then showered and got prepared to drop her off. It's Kevin's mother night to watch Abigail. As Akita pulled in the driveway, Kevin's mother was on the porch sitting in her chair. Akita got Abigail out of the car and headed into the house and laid Abigail on the couch. She put a blanket over her and kissed her forehead. She walked out the door, and Kevin's mother stopped her for a moment. Akita, you got a minute? Miss Miller asked. Yes, ma'am, I do, Akita replied, turning around. I just want to let you know how proud we are of you. You're doing an amazing job raising Abigail, and I know Kevin will be proud. A package came to my house today, and when I got it, I didn't know how to feel about it. I didn't know if I should cry, scream, or do both. You know, when Kevin died, what that did to us, and the burden it put on our family, Miss Miller said, wiping tears from her face. I know, I know, Akita said. For the longest, I wanted that man to pay for what he did to my son and us. I had so much hate and anger built up in me, and I wanted him to feel that pain, that same pain. I finally got to a place where I'm able to forgive him for what he did to my son, Abigail, you, and us. I never knew what I would say or do if I ever saw him. Today I got a call that he turned himself in, and I felt this weight lifted off my shoulders. It doesn't bring my son back, and I know that, but I can have closure in knowing that the man who took him from us has finally owned up to what he did. I got a package today from him, and in the package it had two envelopes, one with my name and the other one with yours. I haven't opened mine. I wanted us to do it together, Miss Miller said. Akita paced the porch. I don't know what to say or how to feel. I just wish Kevin was here and I could undo all of this. But the sad part is we lost two brothers, one to the system and the other to the grave. So although Kevin Killer is put away, this is still a loss for us, Akita said, kneeling on the porch with her head buried in her knees, sobbing. Miss Miller placed her hand on Akita's back, comforting her. I know, baby, Miss Miller said. It's not fair. How can we win in a system that's meant for us to fail? Akita said. The end of chapter 6.